I'm here today with Joe Jumayao, who is the Director of Business Development for nPhase.
Yes.
And until very recently, Joe was the Director of Business Development for Qualcomm Smart Services.
Yes.
So I'd like to start with a little bit of background about smart services.
Okay.
What do you actually mean at Qualcomm when you talk about smart services?
Sure. Thank you for having me, by the way. So smart services is a means by which product manufacturers can improve their post-sale service of their hardware sale, as well as for consumer electronic space as well. It's the enablement of a wireless capability for devices that have normally not been connected, not connected to the ether, to the cloud.
Okay, so to start, we're talking about connectivity.
Absolutely, absolutely. Providing that connectivity that provides a differentiator, a competitive advantage for either hardware providers, product OEMs, or consumer electronics providers with a device that hasn't been normally connected and gives them a new channel, if you will, and or new features to their customer base.
And is this a version of M2M, machine to machine?
Okay.
Is it an advance over
Sure.
M2M, or is it something entirely new that's really enabled by the increase in connectivity and the devices getting smarter?
Well, you know, actually, that's a very good question. I believe machine to machine is more of the technical term to explain the enablement of wireless for these devices. I hear people speak about smart services and machine to machine synonymously. And to me, a lot of technicians, engineers resonate with the term machine to machine, and more of the business folks resonate with more of the smart services offering.
Smart services begs the question, well, who's the customer?
Exactly.
And it's typically not the machine.
True.
There's another customer out there.
Yes.
So that leads to my next question.
Okay.
Who is the customer for smart services, and can you give us some concrete examples of the kinds of companies that are already using smart services?
Sure, absolutely. So there are several very good examples. In the consumer space, Amazon sticks out. E-readers were introduced probably 3 to 4 years ago that weren't connected. When Amazon put a wireless modem, a 3G wireless modem in their device, they developed a new business model by which they were able to wirelessly distribute their books.
And we're talking the Kindle here, right?
We're absolutely talking about the Kindle, yes. What a great business model, what a great way to deliver books electronically.
And I'm a Kindle fan, and I can tell you that tempting, would you like to read a chapter for free?
Absolutely.
Oh, would you like to buy this?
Yes, true.
Hooks me every time.
Oh, I've got 5 books queued to read because the sample enticed me to buy the whole book. So it's waiting.
So that's a consumer example.
Absolutely.
Any other examples?
Sure. Obviously, machine to machine has been around for a long time, and Siemens Water Technologies is a good example of a machine to machine implementation of a smart service, as well as ABB Robotics.
Okay, well, tell us about the water one.
Okay, the water one, Siemens Water Technologies implemented devices in their controllers to manage the water flow of water systems.
Okay, and by water systems you mean pipes, dams, utilities?
I believe specific to water treatment plants.
Okay.
But this can be applied to other applications as well. When we worked with them, we allowed for a very configurable, easy to program system from end-to-end device all the way to the back-end website, which allows them to control and see information. They're able to take that same solution and apply it to other businesses within the Siemens family.
Okay, so that's the service component.
Absolutely, exactly.
And the robotics?
Well, in the robotics, very similar. You have technicians who want to service these very expensive robots on automotive assembly lines. I believe the statistic is 1 hour down of this robot is about $60,000. So obviously the companies who service these robots don't want to have these systems go down.
So robots should not need brakes.
No, exactly. So with a smart service, they are able to see diagnostic information, understand how the robot is functioning, schedule preventive maintenance when preventive maintenance should be done, not when they think it should be done. But because they're receiving diagnostic information on a routine basis, they're able to smartly service these devices.
And every robot needs service at a different time.
Absolutely, exactly.
Makes sense.
Yes.
Now, nPhase.
Yes, nPhase.
That's new. It's
It
a
is
new
new.
joint venture
Yes.
of Qualcomm and Verizon.
Yep.
And that is the sum total of what I know about nPhase. So
Okay,
I'm hoping
sure.
you'll explain what is nPhase
Okay.
and why nPhase, why now,
Sure.
and what's your role?
Well, okay, so about 4 years ago, nPhase was a startup company in Chicago focused strictly on machine-to-machine, working with product manufacturers to enable their devices with a wireless component. About 3 years ago, Qualcomm acquired the company,
Okay.
and it became part of Qualcomm. Over the last, I guess in July, we announced this joint venture between Qualcomm and Verizon, and instead of nPhase providing services to product manufacturers, we now provide this M2M smart services platform, a service delivery platform to Verizon. But our overall strategy, being a separate entity from Qualcomm and Verizon, is to provide the same machine-to-machine enablement platform for carriers globally.
Okay, so it's not intended to be a captive Verizon service.
No.
This is a general platform, and what's your role? Is that the global part?
Exactly. So I currently have two roles within the joint venture. One is to provide channel sales management for my colleagues within Verizon. And also the business development side of that is to work internationally to promote our platform and to work with carriers who are debating versus a make and buy decision
Okay.
on how they enable machine-to-machine capabilities on their network.
So the idea is that the nPhase platform is going to make it easy for a carrier that wants to provide smart services.
That's correct.
Through what used to be M2M.
That's correct.
To get up and running, focus on the customer, and let nPhase take care of the interoperability and capability of the network to plug it into any of those smart devices and infrastructure.
Exactly. So we'll sit behind the network provider in most cases. In other cases, there may be OEMs domestically here in the U.S. who would like to roll out internationally, and with our protocol established here in the U.S., they can take that same development and not have to redevelop on operators outside the U.S. who are working with the M2M enablement platform that nPhase provides.
Great. Well, I wish you every success
Thank
and
you.
look forward to hearing more about smart services.
Great, good.
Thanks,
Look forward
Joe.
to it. Thank you. You're welcome.